Hello, everybody. I'm hoping today, of course, is a super great day for you. I feel that it is an awesome day. Not only is it Friday, but it is also almost 2 days in. Well, at the end of the day, it'll be full 2 days into November. Oh yeah, gotta love it, right? Okay, how is everyone doing in their planning and their processing and getting into everything that is going on in their world right now? I know it can be so amazing, everything that we are challenged. Hello, everything that we are challenged with and everything that we have on our plates this time of year because we're getting ready to go into the holidays. We just had Halloween, which I love Halloween. It is amazingly fun to see all the little kids dressed up. We had such a grand time watching them. They are just amazing. I love their energy. And if you know, the children have an energy that is all their own. And it is just so enlightening. And when you actually take a minute and feel the enthusiasm and just the wonderment that's going on in their lives, and you can just see it twinkling in their eyes, it's just, I love that. It's so amazing. And as I said, as we were getting into going into Thanksgiving is next, a very thankful time of year for us all. And we should be thankful every single day of our lives for everything that we have, everything we've earned, everything we're given, everything that is a part of our world. We should be grateful for and we should be thankful for it. Because if you're not thankful and don't have gratitude, why would you get anything else? Why would anything grand come to you if you're not putting out that vibration and that feeling to feel so grateful for? It is just amazing. So, as you can see here today by my header, would you consider 8 seconds to be a long time? Or maybe, blinking of your eyes. 8 seconds goes by really super fast, right? That's what I was thinking when I first came up with this concept, and I was reading in the scientific community of things that they were discovering and things that they were monitoring and seeing the process. And I was reading about this. Hello. I was reading about this on some discovery sets of scientists don't have anything better to do than to monitor our time and how long it takes us to do things. Is that crazy or what? They probably get paid millions of dollars to do that too, I'm sure. But the point of the question was, do you consider 8 seconds to be a long time? Now, if you're riding a bull, that would be, you have to stay on that bull for 8 seconds in order to get, points. So if by chance you're not a bull rider and you don't have to worry about that 8 seconds, would you consider 8 seconds to be a long time or a short time? You can blink your eyes and, boom, boom, boom. And, 8 seconds is gone like so fast. So my point is, as I was doing my research on, different things that are going on in the world and everything, do you realize that the average adult like us, you and I here today, only spend 8 seconds, a maximum of 8 seconds. That's the max that a person spends looking at one thing before they scroll to the next. And the scientific study was done on people who are online. And they were monitoring and seeing how long it would take a person to actually look at something and read it or, see it. And they discovered that unless it's something that gets your attention, and for some reason they have no logic to this, I'm just repeating what they wrote in their articles, is if people are looking at a cat jumping up and down and being silly, a kitten, a cat, they're funny anyway, then they will spend more than 8 seconds. But on the average, a person, a scientific, educated person will only spend 8 seconds looking at something. And this was a big glitch for anyone that's in the marketing community. And as you all know, I'm an attraction marketer. And so I keep track of this stuff and look and see what's going on in the world, you know, and what can I do to help people? What can I do to make it better? And how can I, you know, get things out there to help more people to do this? Because it's not easy being a marketer. You know, you have to be able to judge people and to, you know, see what people are doing and how can you help them unless you know what's going on, right? Right. So I do research on things. And this 8-second thing just caught me totally bizarrely off guard. So I've been checking and searching this for about 2 months now. Let's see, November, yeah, September. I've been searching this about 2 months now, seeing what all of the professional people, you know, scientists, scientific community and whatnot are saying about this. And that is the longest that they have judged people being on one thing that they're looking at while they're scrolling. So what they're saying is the attention span of an adult is lower than the attention span of a child, because a child will spend 15 to 20 seconds looking at something before they go on to the next thing. And I thought that was amazingly funny because usually children have a shorter attention span than adults. But in today's world, the where we're at right now, what we're doing right this minute is showing that the attention span is 8 seconds for the average adult. So this got me to thinking in marketing, and that's where my brain's at in marketing. If I am to help people on how to grow their business, on how to make their business stand out, I have to come up with new solutions, new options. So I got into the groups. I belong to several groups that I like to participate in and help in. And I actually started taking a close look and taking longer than 8 seconds. And what I'm finding out is in most of the groups out there, there is one pitch after another. All the groups are like full of people pitching what they're selling, what they're selling, what they're selling, what they're selling. There is very few posts out there in any of the groups that aren't pitching something. Do this way, get this, blah, 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 blah. You know what a pitch is, right? And I found very few marketers out there who were actually offering value to their customer, to their prospect, to the community without a blatant pitch. And a blatant pitch means it's right there. That's the first thing you see. You don't see, hey, how you doing? You don't see, you know, what's going on with you. You don't see, you know, how can I help you? You know, what's your struggle? What's holding you back? You know, what part are you at that you need assistance with? You know, what do you need help with? You don't see hardly any of that in the groups. And it got me to wondering even further, is it possible and would it be possible for marketers to actually make a dent in the 8-second rule of just scrolling on? So I've been running a little test myself, and I've been putting out posts out there with a story in the beginning, and I've been leading off with a story, and I have got so many responses just on a simple comment or a story. And I did a split test. That's what I did. And I'm sure if you're in marketing, you know what a split test is. So I did split testing on this because I have different funnels. As you know, I usually run about 30 funnels at a time. I usually have 30 funnels, and I run them off and on different times depending on what I'm doing. So I ran split tests on this project that I'm working on. Thank you for the heart. That is so amazing. Thank you so much. So what I found out is I had more engagement on a story that I put out with a sign up or a link or a join my newsletter on the back end. Simple, right? And I had more engagement on that than I did on any post I put out. As a matter of fact, I put posts out in the groups, and you have to be careful with Facebook because they'll block you and shut you down really fast. So you have to do it strategically to where it doesn't look like spam. So I figured out to do that, and I ran my test, and I've been running it for about 2 months now, about 7 weeks now. And I was checking this morning, is why I was late getting on, is I was checking my results so I could see where I'm at and what's going on. And I'm finding that 90% more engagement has happened for me. This is for me on my storyline and my quotes and different things like that I put out there. So if you're in marketing and you're not using attraction marketing and you're just pitch, then there is a huge possibility that no one is even looking at what you're pitching. And I found that on my pitches when I have my ads that I have out there now that are just a pitch, they're just an ad, they're just I got this, I can give you this, sign up here, blah, blah, blah. I got no engagement at all. I'm talking zero engagement, 0, 0, 0. No engagement at all on any of the ones I put out. And I put out different ones and split tested each one. So it wasn't just a one ad type thing. I designed different ones for different things. And the ones that I just pitched, I got zero engagement, 0, 0, 0. But the ones that I put out that I have a storyline, that I have a quote, that I have something to share was basically what I was doing. I was just sharing little pieces of my story. I was sharing little pieces of stories that other associates have given me permission to talk about, to share what they're doing and what they're not doing and struggles that they've had and how, like gratitude has brought them through. And gratitude's a really big one. It's a foundation, and I really can't stress that one enough for anybody. But I've been sharing a lot of that. Excuse me, I itches. So those got a lot of engagement. I got like 40, 50, 60 hits on those individually. Then I got private messages on those on top of that, which was amazing. And my results were just outstanding. So now, knowing that I'm armed with this data and this information, I can now teach that to my team. So knowing that the average person is 8 seconds. 8 seconds is not very long at all. You know how fast 8 seconds goes? Boom, and it's gone. And if you're riding a bull, of course, it's going to go a lot longer because you got to hold on to that bull and have him not lock you off in 8 seconds. So you can get those points and earn the money, the big money. But like I said, I did the research on that and I found that and I was like, oh my heavens, 8 seconds. What has happened to our people? What has happened to the adults? Come on, guys. What has happened to us that we only have 8 seconds? And this is part of our generation that's right under us. This is the 30-somethings also. And the 20-something people are even less than that. I think they're like down to like 5 seconds. And the average child is like 20 seconds. Come on. Why do the children have a longer attention span than we do? It's kind of a scary thought, isn't it? I mean, these are scientific people. These are doctors. You don't want your doctors and them to have a attention span of 8 seconds and then get tired of what they're doing and want to go on to something else. No. So I'm just wondering what is going on with the world. And try this out. Test yourself. I did it, tested myself. I've been testing myself for the past 8 weeks, 9 weeks, whatever. And I found that I was guilty of doing the same thing. I would just scroll down. And I'm like, because all I seen was pitches, pitch. One pitch after another. And the groups are full of that. And there are some private groups that I belong to where you don't have that pitching going on so badly. I mean, there's a little bit going on, but not so much where it's spamming so bad. But And if you look at the spam groups, oh my gosh, guys, it's just one roller coaster ride after another. And nobody's selling, nobody's buying anything. People are just getting in there and selling their stuff, but nobody's buying anything. And the only thing I got, and I did post in some of those groups, I posted in, I think it was 3 of them. And what I found out, the same thing with that one, when I just put my ad out there, no engagement at all, 0 engagement. I don't even think they spent 8 seconds. I think the average person was spending like 2 or 3, and boom, boom, it was just scroll, scroll, scroll. And then when I looked, hello, I put out a curiosity post and I got engagement off of that. People, it actually stopped people to take a look, to take a look when I put out a curiosity post. So I got engagement on that because I got comments and I got, different things on that because I asked for it. And that was a curiosity post. And I got a lot more, like I said, I'm getting more action on a story or a curiosity post. Either one, I got more engagement on, or something that takes interaction where the average person has to spend more than 8 seconds because they have to stop and look at it or read it, whatever it is you're putting out. So if you're in marketing at all of any kind, then you might want to take this into consideration. Like I said, I'm an attraction marketer, and I'm all about not pitching. I'm all about helping people to get the right technique, the right strategy, and get it out there. And I can sell my product or whatever I'm affiliated with on the back end. It's not a problem. I prefer to do life that way than to pitch. Like I said, I'm running this test, and I have 2 more weeks on these tests. I'm split testing with this. I have 2 more weeks that I've set up my system for. So we'll see what happens in that 2 weeks. I'm going to mess my ads up a little bit and see what happens. And I'm throwing in gratitude stories. And I'm getting a lot of engagement on gratitude stories because they're so important. Because a lot of people don't know or don't realize that if they're truly, truly grateful for what they have right now, what is in their life right this minute, that when they're truly grateful for that, truly in the heart grateful, then you know what? More good things come to you, and they come easier, and you will find that your dreams start to come true faster and easier and just smooth sailing. It's just the way it is. And I've been doing a lot of posting and teaching on that because it's so important. Because if you don't take the time to talk to people, if you don't take the time to be grateful for what you have, if you don't take the time to have everything you want in your life, then what will you have? You'll have 8 seconds of scrolling and you will have nothing at the end. Like I said, I was just bedazzled when I seen this survey, and I was like, oh my gosh, checked it out. And you know what? It's very true. I ask you guys to check it out too. See how long it takes you. Literally, be sincere and be true to yourself. How long does it take you to go to a group or just a page or whatever, and see what it's doing and see what you're doing. See if it takes you more than 8 seconds to stop on something or not stop on something. And take a look and make a note of what actually stops you from scrolling. And it could be more than 8 seconds if it's something that catches your eye. You'd be surprised. If you're marketing, take that into consideration as you're putting out your ads, you're putting out your opportunity, whatever you're doing. Like I said, I teach attraction marketing, and I suggest people on what they can do and what would help. And so does my team. My team is the best team in the world. I love you guys. Okay, I'm going to call it a day and have a super Friday. You know what? It is definitely fall. The temperatures are dropping. The leaves are all beautiful red and orange. And they're dropping, and they need to be raked up. So I will check you all later, and you guys have a super great day. And take a look at the 8 seconds and see what it does for you. Okay, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.